Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you how I made an extra $1,000 without working. If this is your first time in my channel, I always share with you tools, tips, and strategies to help you learn, earn, and grow your money. If that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. So you've probably heard the quote that says, "Do as I say, not as I do." Well, when it comes to banks, you want to do the exact opposite. You want to do as they do and not as they say. See, when it comes to banks, they have all sorts of ways of trying to get your money, right? So they can turn around and use your money to make them money. So you want to make sure that you are trying to figure out how do banks make money, and you want to make sure that you do everything you possibly can to leverage your relationship when working with banks. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that I did that helped me to make extra money without work. So number one, you want to make sure that you are not currently being charged any fees for having a banking relationship. So a lot of times banks will charge you 12.95, 15.95. If you don't keep a minimum balance in your account, they'll charge you money for just keeping your money, right? And meanwhile, they're turning around and they're taking your money and they're lending it out at a higher rate. So you want to make sure that you are not paying any fees, any maintenance fees, or you're not paying any overdraft fees, right? For overdrafting your accounts. You want to make sure that you don't do that, but you want to make sure that just by having a banking relationship that you're not paying any fees at all. Okay, so that is the first thing that'll actually help put money back into your pocket. The second thing I want you to do, and all of these tips helped me to make extra money and put money in my pocket. Okay. The second thing you want to do is you want to open an online high interest savings account. Okay. And the reason why I say online is many of your brick and mortar banks and credit unions will oftentimes not pay you quite as much when it comes to your savings account. They won't give you as high of a return because they have expenses, right, and fees that they have to pay by having these brick and mortar locations. Well, your fintech companies and your online banks don't have those brick and mortar banks, so they don't, so they can actually pay higher rates to induce you to what work with them and put your savings with them. So I have a savings account with Ally Bank, and Ally pays me. I think they're still right at about a half of a percent, but let me tell you something. You know, banks aren't paying anything when it comes to savings rate. Okay, so so having making a few dollars. If you have $1,000 in a savings account over a year's time, they'll pay you $5 for every $1,000 that you have. But it's better than nothing, right? So Ally Bank has a pretty good savings rate. VIO is another online bank. They have pretty good rates. And then you also have Synchrony. Synchrony Bank will also pay you 0.55% of a savings rate. Okay, and you don't have to tie your money up in a CD or anything like that, right? It's still liquid and you have access to it. So opening a high interest online savings account is the second thing you want to do, and second thing that I did to make an extra $1,000 without working. Number three, you just want to make sure that you do switch banks, and it's important to shop around and to look at the different offers that banks actually do have, and that you take full advantage of whoever has the easiest requirements, the simplest requirements, and who's paying the most money. So, like Citibank, I opened an account with Citibank, And they have a checking savings package that you can do, and that alone, if you meet the requirements, and the requirements aren't that tough, but if you meet the requirements, you open an account with them, a checking and a savings account, and you can get up to $600 with Chase. Citi also has great offers to open or establish accounts with them as well, up to maybe even $700. The fourth thing that you want to do is I actually, as I mentioned before, I established a relationship with with Chase, and I also opened up a credit card with them, right? And so by opening up a credit card with them, that got me an extra bonus, right? That's an extra $250 with Chase for opening a credit card account with them. So now we're easily up to about 850 at this point, $800. Easy, easy money, guys. So if you are looking to establish a new credit relationship with someone, you want to take a look at again all the different requirements and see who has the best offer, and you want to take advantage of those credit card bonuses that you can possibly get. And the fifth thing that I did to actually make an extra $1,000 is I'm actually making money from my bonuses and reward points from my credit cards, right? So I always tell people if these are expenses that you're going to incur anyway, not buying extra, these are things that you're going to spend money on anyway. The smart thing to do is to go ahead and instead use your credit card instead of your debit card. And the great thing about that is when you use your credit cards, you can easily get 1 point, 1.5 points for every dollar that you spend, 3%, up to 5% in some categories, right? So we're talking about being able to get as much as 5% back from everything you spend on your credit cards. And of course, I say at the end of the week, whatever I spent on my credit card, I just go ahead and I pay it at the end of the week. So that way I'm making multiple payments throughout the month. So and I'm able to get some pretty great reward points that actually translate into rewards for travel, for hotel, or you can get those back in straight up dollars, right? So those are the five things that you can actually do in order to make some extra money without working. Let me tell you, I was able to make $1,000. It was easy, simple. Uh, Took no effort on my part. Just doing a little bit of research, looking around, trying to see who has the best offers, and opening up accounts and establishing banking relationships. And that's it, guys. Take care. See you next time.